NoStressMike.com. Let's talk. I know. You're wondering, Mike, how come you're making so many videos in the same location all the time? Well, I'll tell you, in the afternoons, the wind picks up. And when the wind picks up, I got to get someplace out of the wind. So that's why I do the videos over here. I'd much rather be outside and do something. But you see the thingy up on the roof there spinning around? Where is it? Yeah, right over there somewhere. Yeah, right there. It's spinning. And that's because it's windy. And if you can see, the clouds. See, the clouds are really moving fast. I noticed also, at first I thought it was dusty or something, because it's a little windy today. I don't know what's going on. But these are clouds. Like I say, we're at 9,500 feet. Some of the low clouds have to come up over the mountains. So it's kind of like a fog coming up over the mountain is what it's about like. And that's why I'm out here in the sun, and the sun's not all that warm. And that's because there's a lot of clouds coming over. And this coming over, I think, from the Pacific side is where it's coming right now. But look, you can see the clouds just coming right up over the mountain right there. It is moving. But that's why I got to get over here. But really, what I do is I am thinking on obsessions. I had someone mention we got a mutual friend, and he was telling me that this friend, he got into bicycling, and he's been into bicycling for a few years, but lately he gets out and he'll ride like 600 or 6 miles a day, and that's when it's little. He'll jump it up even more. He's in his mid-40s. I think he's going through a midlife crisis, but it's got to a point of it's an obsession. I mean, he has to do it. He has to do it, and it's kind of obvious that it is. To us, it's an obsession. It's obvious, and but I started thinking about it, and it's not healthy for him. He's like I say, he's going mid-40s. He can't put himself through that much physical, but at the same time, he does marathons and those Iron Man things and all that kind of stuff. So he's kind of at the right age. But it's gone from a sport and fun to, like I say, obsession. And that started making me think, because I'm dealing with other things. I'm trying to think of obsessions I have. I can't really think of anything. I've got odd things I do, I guess, but nothing's an obsession. But I'm dealing with people that I'm having a hard time getting things done, and reasoning is very difficult for them, and to make good judgments, and in this case it's half business and half legal. You need to understand what it is that you're up against, and in business everybody benefits. If everybody doesn't benefit, it's not a business. And like I say, we're getting to the point that not everybody is benefiting. And I'm trying to bring it to everybody's attention so we can figure out what's going on. And I'm starting to think some of them have some type of obsession. And this is something that I need to consider. In other words, if somebody, an obsession is, it's something they really, it has to be this way, I've got to do this has got to be done, and it's continuously the same thing all the time, and you can't talk any reasoning to them, it may be an obsession. And if that's the case, by bringing it up and bringing it up over and over again, you're not going to get anything done. And so that's the point. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Okay, because wisdom, for them, they're not using wisdom. They're not thinking something out clearly. And we're going through the same problems over and over again. Yeah. I think there's something wrong somewhere. And I think they need to make changes. Like, don't forget, this is New Year's, so I'm making changes in my life. And I think they need to make some changes. But if they're not making changes, that's okay. But same thing with me or you or anybody, if you don't change something, I'm taking it for granted you're doing something really good for yourself. If you're doing something bad, you would want to make a change, unless it's an obsession. Then you're going to keep doing it over and over again. And this is what I think I'm up against. They have an obsession. Okay, now if that's the case, how am I going to handle it? You can't do it direct. And I'm a direct kind of guy. I've always found honesty is the best policy. You just, this is the way I see it. If I see it wrong, correct me. Hey, I might be looking at it wrong. And but like I say, if there's, they say, well, no, you wouldn't understand. Okay? If I don't understand, that is a good sign that it could be an obsession. If you can't clarify your actions, what you're doing, and justify it, that's not a good thing. And then the next thing that I'll look at it and I'll say, well, is it moral? And that's what I'm saying. In this particular case, we're talking business and legal, and morals have nothing to do with it. That's a business, and that's the hard part. There is some moral issues in the business part, but we have to do it through the legal part. And the legal part has no morals at all. So, and I understand morals. I understand not only I'm standing by morals, I understand another person would stand by morals. And I, what do you call it? If you stand by your morals, hey, I'm with you. I might not agree with you, but like I say, our morals change, but it's no big deal. But I can work around something if this is what you believe is morally correct. Now, but like I say, if the only leg you got to stand on is, well, this is the way it is, and you can't explain it and you can't justify it in any way, that scares me. An extreme example of that is when you get a Jesus freak, and he thinks that he's going to go kill people because God told him, or something like that. It's an obsession. He got himself so involved that he can't see clearly. He's not looking at the whole story. And I would say it'll probably be the same thing with Muslims extremists. I would say it'd be the same thing for them, but I'm not sure. I'm not a Muslim kind of thing. But like I say, when it starts going out and killing people, and it's more than just one kooky person, it's a bunch of them, that starts making me think there must be some kind of obsession. They're not thinking clearly. They can't justify it. To them, they can justify it. They can justify them to themselves. Someone that's in an obsession, they can justify it to themselves. They can't justify it to anybody else. And I don't need to tell anybody. It's none of anybody's business. Hey, that's good. Except for this is a society we live in. We live together. So if you can't justify your actions, you're putting the rest of us maybe in danger of some type. And in business, it's the same thing. That's what we're doing. We're putting the business in danger if they can't justify what's going on. now it's time for me to figure out, okay, is it an obsession that I'm dealing with, or is there a real reason going on for all this kind of stuff? You need to think about that for yourself. Is an alcoholic because that's an obsession. That's why I don't buy too much on, well, it's a sickness or a disease. No, it's an obsession. And you got yourself addicted to it. Now you got to get yourself unaddicted to it. That's the way I see it. But, who am I? I'm not an alcoholic specialist. But like I say, to me, we still fall back on taking personal responsibility. And obsession doesn't. This is Mike. NoStressMike.com.